This video can save your organization from technological exclusion in 2026. Why? Because most employees treat AI like a waiter in a restaurant. They say, "Give me a text," and are surprised they get generic slop. Then you hear, "Well, AI isn't really anything special," but it's not the waiter's fault. It's not artificial intelligence fault. It's the fault of lacking instructions. Here are the stats. Most people use less than 20 words in their prompt. That means they are unlocking less than 1% of the potential of the tool you are paying for. You are wasting your time and burning money. Give me 15 minutes and I will show you a complete system that will get you and your people using AI professionally, so it's actually useful, not just nice sounding. Hi, I'm David and I build solutions that help people actually develop, not just attend training sessions. And I will say it straight, your people don't need a computer science doctorate. They just need to stop treating AI like magic and start treating it like a partner. The problem is they type into ChatGPT, "Write an email, give me an idea." And what do they get? Mediocrity. Why? Because AI isn't sitting in your head. It doesn't know your client. It doesn't know you hate the word innovation. If you give chaotic instructions, you get chaotic results. It's a simple math. That's why I developed one system with 6 elements. I call it R.E.C.I.P.E, and it's an acronym that shows the exact order in which you need to arrange the blocks so your team understands it and their effectiveness increases day by day. Let's go through it point by point. First, R for role. Who should the model be? Language models are like chameleons. They can be an intern, they can be an expert. If you don't choose, you will get an average of everything. And average in business is failure. Right, act like a senior project manager with 10 years of experience in the construction industry. The vocabulary changes, the perspective changes, quality increases. E for environment. This is context. AI needs to know what the situation it's in. Most people skip this. They write a proposal, and that's a mistake. You need to precisely explain the background of your actions. For example, we are a global food corporation. We just lost a bid, but we want to maintain the relationship. The client is straight to the point and he hates the fluff. See the difference? You explain, what kind of situation is this? Why are we writing this? What happened before? You immediately set the framework. C for comment. What exactly do you want to get? Don't say what to do. Say what you want to achieve. Instead of write something about time management, write, "I need an implementation plan of the Pomodoro technique for 5 people working remotely." Be obsessively specific about the desired outcome. I for ingredients. What materials and information should the model work with? This is where you provide the raw data, documents, previous versions, research, or any input material. Right, use only the data from the Q3 report I have attached, or base your analysis on these 3 customer interviews. This ensures AI works with your information, not the generic knowledge. P for parameters. This is where we set the rules and format. What should the model do and not to do? First, the formatting. AI will split out of a wall of text if you don't ship it. Do you want a table? Do you want a list? Do you want a code? Say so. Right, present the results in table. First column, problem. Second column, solution. Then the constraints. Avoid corporate jargon. Write in a language understandable to a 20-year-old. Keep it under 500 words. This is where you cut out all those artificial inserts that are so irritating in AI text. E for examples. Last element and most important. The model learns from examples faster than from instructions. Want a post in your style? Paste your old posts. Right, analyze this style and write a new post on a different topic but in the same tone. This is a game changer. Instead of explaining and describing the style for an hour, you simply show it. So, this isn't just theory. Give your team a task to check if they have absorbed the knowledge from this video. Let's do it together as an example. Task. We are working at the marketing department of a bank. We want to write a LinkedIn post about how AI helps in training. How would an amateur do it? Write a LinkedIn post about AI in training. What's the result? Boring. In today's dynamic world, we all know this. Plus, those classic ChatGPT emojis. Now let's use the R.E.C.I.P.E model R, role. Be a banker who actually run a business and know that the time is money. Environment. We are a bank. Our target group is a small business owners 30 to 50 years old who are drowning in a paperwork and are afraid the bank doesn't understand them. C. Comment. Create a ready-to-publish LinkedIn post showing concrete time savings for small business using our AI tools. I for ingredients. Here you would include any data, statistics, or previous posts to reference. For this example, let's say use the data showing 50 hours a week saved by our pilot clients. P. Parameters. Format. Strong hook, problem description, 3 concrete examples, bullet points, engaging questions. Constraints. No banking corporate vocabulary, 0 innovation, digital transformation, matter of fact tone, maximum 200 words. E. Examples. Write in Adam Grant style, direct, story-driven, thought-provoking. When we enter such a prompt, we will get content that can be published almost immediately. And that's the difference between an amateur and a professional in 2026. But maybe you are having a bad day. You are tired. You don't know how to fill in these points. I will give you one tip. I call it prompt 0. You write to AI like this. I want to create a marketing plan, but I don't know exactly what information you need for this. Ask me questions one at a time until you gather all the information needed to write the best possible plan. At this moment, you flip the table. AI manages you and extracts information. Brilliant in its simplicity. Before I move on to how to verify whether what we got in response is true, I will quickly mention the most popular and effective AI tools that are publicly available. I also refer you to my previous video, but here let's do a quick reminder because people ask what to use. The answer is a bit of everything. ChatGPT. This is your Swiss Army knife. Workhorse. Good at everything, great for ideation and simple texts. Claude. This is your writer and programmer. Sounds most human, has the nicest writing style and handles code and long documents great. Gemini. This is your analyst. Integrates great with your Google Drive, emails and can do a lot based on them. And a special category, tools for more precise tasks. Perplexity is a more advanced Google. It's a search engine that gives answers with citations. Notebook LM. This is an absolute hit for working with your own files. You throw in 15 PDFs, reports, notes, and it becomes an expert in your knowledge. Only what you gave it. It's important to use different tools because in 2026 we work in an ecosystem, not in one window. Don't use a hammer to screw in screws. Use the right tool for the right job. Okay, we have a great prompt. We know where to enter it. We have a result. Do we send it to the client right away? Absolutely not. AI in 2026 is still an intelligent liar. It doesn't have a sense of truth. It has a sense of probability. If something sounds probable, AI will write it, even if it's a nonsense. You need to implement a verification system in your team. Here are 3 techniques that will help you. First, fact-checking. Don't ask chat about historical or legal facts. Use Perplexity for that, which provides sources. If there is no source, treat it as an error. Second, interrogation. After generating text, write to the model. Rate your confidence level about this answer on a scale 0 to 100. Point out which fragments might be speculation. You will be surprised how often the model will admit to an error. Third, judge. Take the result from ChatGPT, throw it into another model, for example Claude, and write, you are a critical reviewer. Find logical errors, gaps and bias in this text. Let the machines check each other. One more crucial thing. Most people use AI for production. Write an email, make a graphic, translate text. The best use AI for thinking and decision making. I want you to stop treating it like a cheap intern or assistant and start treating it like a strategic partner. Here are 3 prompts that don't generate context but fix your decision-making process. First, devil's advocates. Are you in love with your idea? Paste it into chat and write, treat this plan apart. Find 3 reasons why this campaign will fall and I will lose money. Thanks to this, you will see risk you were blind to yourself. Second, client simulation. Do you have a difficult conversation ahead? Right. Play the role of a client who thinks our prices are too high. Negotiate with me. Be uncompromising. Train this dry run before you risk a real contract. product. Third, zero-based thinking. Use this when you feel stuck and you are doing something only because that's how it's always been done. This kills creativity. Write to AI like this. Forget conventions, forget how others do it. You only have my goal and current resources. Ignore all the rules and show me the absolutely simplest, fastest path to the result. Build this solution from scratch. At this point, AI stops being a text generator and becomes a consultant who isn't afraid to challenge the status quo and throw what's unnecessary in the trash. Okay, artificial intelligence won't replace you, but a person who uses all the methods we will discuss today will, and they will do it fast. So I have a task for you. Don't take my word for it. Next time you are creating with AI, use the R.E.C.I.P.E model or take the last prompt. Test it today and see the difference. And if you have a task that AI doesn't handle, write in the comments and I will prove you that it can be done so it handles it. Subscribe if you like this video and let us know if this material was helpful to you.